Hey, what's up, everybody? I see Sparrow. Oops, wait a minute. I meant to do live chat, not flip the camera. Live chat. Think that's got it. Let me get real close to it. Touch the screen with you guys watching, huh? Here, I guess I could do this and fix it. There we go. All right. Super chat messages. Hide all chat. Talk chat. Huh. All right, cool. All right, well, didn't really so much so intend on being here tonight because it's Memorial Day weekend, and I kind of figure a lot of you folks are going to be busy. If you happen to rewatch this later, I'm looking for my other device because, all right, timeout. I got some information on there that I need to share with you guys. I don't know. Oh, here it is. All right. All right. So first off, hey, shocker. Um, Miss Marilyn, this is what I'm getting ready to address. Is Miss Marilyn is in the hospital right now. She has been for a week. It's not good, but it's also getting better, I think. So not to go into too much detail, but I will tell you that she's had some kidney problems, and she's currently on kidney dialysis. Which, if you know anything about that, you know that that's definitely a bad thing, because it picks up the function for your kidneys. Basically, that's what dialysis does. It just kind of does the job of your kidneys, and her kidney function has been getting better, which is a great thing. Doctors are unsure how this is going to progress. Hopefully, it's just going to kind of be a hiccup and get better, but they don't know, and they won't just release her to go home. So she's going to end up having to go into like a rehab thing for a while, which really kind of sucks. But if you feel so inclined, or would want to if you'd want to chip in with me, because I'm going to send something, or if you want to do it on your own, let me pull up this email that I sent to myself so I can give you the details. If you want to send something to her room, which, if you guys, if you've ever been in the hospital, you know how cool it is to get something delivered to your room. I don't know. You guys know what I mean. So if you want to go that route, let me figure out where my email's at. I think I sent it to my Oldsmokey email. I did. Okay, so the hospital is SSM Health DePaul Hospital in St. Louis. And Miss Marilyn is in room 733 if you want to send a card or anything that way. I just wanted to put that information out there for you guys. There is, tell you what, I think I can share a direct link so you can click into the and get all the information for the hospital if you wanted. Maybe I'll try to share it in the chat, and we'll see. If it'll let me. Yep, it's clickable link. All right, so there it went. Oh, and that's room. Oops. 733. Cool. All right. So, if anything else, if we could just send our good vibes, thoughts, prayers, all that through the chat, because Miss Marilyn's kind of like the chat mama, the chat mom, and has been for years. So if we could light that chat up with it. On the agenda tonight, I didn't really have anything planned. I didn't want to do LC's last MRE on a holiday weekend when I figure a lot of people are going to be busy doing their own thing, cookouts and, you know, whatever. I know. I thought about that, Shocker. I'm willing to take that chance. And if it comes something happens, it can come back on me, and I'll be the bad guy. I don't think anybody in here would have any malicious intent, though. That's why I didn't care to share it. I know almost every single person that'll be in this chat, and I trust almost all of you. Did I just say that? I usually don't trust very many people. It's crazy that we've ended up with so many trustworthy people. But I've got this huge box. If you guys saw the thumbnail, you saw the box of, I don't know what. I can't remember what I ordered. I must have lost my razor knife. Huh. I thought it was in this pocket. Hang on. Huh. Nope, there it is. Sweet. I need to find some blades for this thing. Replacements. This one's getting a little bit dull. I mean, it don't look it. There's no nicks in it or anything. The only thing I've used it for is cutting paper and tape and plastic like's on this box. But here, let me put the knife up there. Here's the box that I got from Delicious. It weighs, I believe I think it weighs 11.2 kilos, which would put it at like roughly 24, 25 pounds, I believe, right? 2.2 pounds per kilo. So that'd be 22 pounds on 10 pounds. 24.2 on 11, and then it's 0.2. So yeah, close to like 25 pounds. Oh yeah, Shocker, you need to text me too. I had a couple questions for you and some stuff that I'm doing. Wondered. Anyway, shoot me a text here shortly. Well, it doesn't have to be tonight. Just whenever, if you remember or feel up to it. Now I can throw this box over here on the table. I'm pretty sure my camera's not going to be able to pick it up, but here, let's see. Let's see what it looks like over on the... General's going to take a side seat for now. Ooh. We might be able to get this on in frame, if I raise the camera up a bunch. All right, let's see. Probably still not going to work. Let me grab a Sharpie real quick. All right, I might just be able to take that off of there. There we go. All right, well, wait a second. Got a super chat from LC. Howdy, good sir. Hope life's treating you well. Had a wild idea for those winnies. I'll email you on my idea if you wish. It's going to go out with a bang. Oh, yeah. Okay, it took me a second to figure out what you were. I was like, Winnie. You mean wieners? 4 fingers of death. Okay, yeah. Certainly shoot me an email and I will make sure to check it. You just reminded me of something that. Oh, yeah. Hang on. I forgot to get it. I'll be right back. All right, so I told you guys last week that I was going to be doing something hopefully productive for my future. Oh, thank you for the super chat, by the way, LC. I forgot to even say thank you for the super chat. And I just got another super chat from Horny Animal. Says, we'll keep Marilyn in my prayers and everyone else to hope you had a good week. Well, thank you so much for that. The kind words, and Miss Marilyn certainly can. What the heck? Miss Marilyn certainly can use your good thoughts and prayers and everything going her way. What is that? Oh. Fireworks are going off, so now the dog's going to absolutely lose her mind. Stella. Enough. I thought somebody was pecking on my back door, knocking on it. But thank you for the super chat, Horny Animal, and thank you for the kind words for Miss Marilyn. Like I said, she can certainly use any of the positive energy we can send her way. I know maybe it doesn't mean much, or you'd think it doesn't mean much, but maybe it makes a difference. Certainly helps to know somebody's thinking about you. Trust me, I've been there. And when the first had health issues or had my leg ripped off, basically, I didn't have any, like, outside of a few close friends, because I worked 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. Outside of those people that I directly interacted with on a daily basis, outside of those people, like, and my family, obviously, I didn't have anybody to talk to or to have behind me. You know, it's really nice to have a group like this that's cheering you on and help, wants you to do well and wants to help, and even sometimes that counts on you. That even pushes you to do things that sometimes maybe you wouldn't normally do. So, Spicy Tuna Roll just said I farted. Well, that's a good way to break up the. But okay, well, look what I've done. I need to do something about that. All right, what I'm going to show you is, let me flip the camera around. So, see the name? It's Down the Hatch LLC. It is done. I now have a company. Got all kinds of ideas for merchandise, for just kind of that goes along with what we do somewhat, and some of it doesn't. But I'm going to have some shirts and stuff made up very soon. I've been putting that off for too long, so I predict that I'll probably make some steps on that this week. Hopefully have some done by next Saturday. That is my goal. And I'll have something to show you guys. And then from there, it'll be, I'll either need to come up with a website, or I will have to use one of those t-shirt stores that, kind of just takes all the fun out of it and takes all the money from it that you could possibly turn into more merchandise. See, that's the only thing I would do, is use the money that comes from it to make more cool stuff. I got some good ideas, I think. I'm always open to new ideas, so if you ever have any ideas of something that you might want to see, I'm actually going to start the process of making things. So if you have ideas, shoot me an email or whatever. And yeah, if you want to see something made, you can possibly get me to do it. All right, I'm going to cut this box open. It looks like Delicious is actually here. I meant to put a link to his channel. Hang on. In the chat, like right off the rip. And I'm going to do that right now. There we go. Let me get a link to his channel. Okay, so YouTube has changed. Live chat has moved. Anyway, here comes a link to Delicious's channel. Boom, there it is. Please take the time to go over and subscribe and watch his videos, because he gets his hands on stuff that we can't get over here unless I get it from him. That's really the only way, and he gets stuff way sooner than a lot of people could even dream of getting it. So there's all kinds of cool videos over there on his channel. Now I usually like to do this to where I can retape the plastic back down on the top. I've done it that way every single time. Cut right down through here. So same thing over here. There we go. This might be a Polish SRG box. Very possible. All right, we are in. No more knife needed. And he said to be careful when I was unwrapping it. I don't want that tape to stick to anything. Stella, you're just going to have to deal with it. It's just fireworks. You're not going to like it outside. Okay. There we go. So he said to be careful with the packaging because there was stuff in the padding, I think is how he said it. So here's a note. Hope you enjoy the rations. Unfortunately, one of the Dutch rations has a torn bag, but the contents are complete. The air pole can contain soup, which I tasted during my February live stream. Kind of Russian, Ukrainian, Eastern soup with salted cucumbers and meat. You have just to warm it up. Okay, cool. So you don't have to add water to it. That's kind of a retort soup, I would assume. And the flat box contains, you know what? Stay safe. Uh-oh. All right. Tonight's the night. We're gonna open a vintage pack. I'm gonna assume they're probably vintage pack of some foreign smokes. I'm not even gonna sweat it. It's Memorial Day weekend. We're just gonna do it. All right. Now, I did watch his video back in February. I think I was on his live stream, actually. Whenever, or no, maybe I caught it right after. I can't remember. Maybe I was there, maybe it was right after. Wait, did I miss a super chat? I did, didn't I? I missed another super chat. Oh, Cyanide Cookies. I like to tape my boxes so Smokey has no choice but to cut it. I'm nasty like that. That, if I remember right, that CR1M box was taped all the way up. Was it not? I think it was. Okay, thank you so much for the super chat, Dan, over in Australia. So if you guys know anything about me, like as far as ration boxes, cases go, I try to keep the cases. Usually they're extremely well built. Not always the case, but usually they're made out of super heavy duty cardboard. But not only for that, but for the collectible aspect of it. And what I do is store rations back in those boxes, and I keep them. But I've had, like I ordered from this guy over in the UK before, years ago, many years ago, And what he done was break the boxes completely down, and he flipped them inside out, so none of the UK branding or, you know, none of the military stuff was on there, and stuff to like not for sale to civvies and all that stuff. So he flipped them inside out, and then he took tape and taped the entire box. So I'm not sure. I haven't tried to flip one of those back to its proper original starting point yet, but I would like to. I've kept them, and I would like to flip them back inside out. But I always keep, if it's a military, now civilian cases, I don't really care about that so much. But I do keep some of those too, because they're still like the Sapaco, Merrick-Wall boxes are still like almost, not quite. Some of them are, some of them aren't as strong as the actual MRE cases and military cases. But I don't actually remember what some of the, I don't even remember what I got. So this looks like a super interesting flat box that he mentioned, and let's go for that first. Let's do that. This is a custom made box. Need to be careful. Wait, can I just untape it? I think I can. Except for maybe that corner. Wait, that flap might be too long for me to be able to get it out. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big flap. But I got it. Here we go. Inside the box. Oh, there's more. Look at that. Ooh, those are bright colored. I think. Yep, I got it all. Alright, stuffing that back in there. I like that packing stuff. Like, I don't know, it just seems like that would do a super good job at padding from bumps and stuff. I don't know how he finds all these vintage smokes, especially in like all these different brands. Here in America, when you find vintage smokes, more often than not, they're going to be one of the main brands. Actually, usually it's going to be Camel or maybe Marlboro, not so much. Or you might find some Chesterfields or Lucky Strikes if you're really going vintage. But most of the smokes that you find are brands like that. You can very rarely find anything that's kind of a little bit obscure or anything, or especially anything foreign. Like as far as finding foreign smokes, it's virtually impossible. So if it wasn't for Delicious sending these over, there's no way that I would have any of these. Like, well, I mean, I've got some international packages of smokes, but I mean, my collection is, I'm going to say, 10 times larger because of Delicious. I would say that's a pretty safe number to use. So let's see what these are. I don't think he sent any, there was no paper in there, so I don't think he wrote anything up unless, let me feel the top. I don't feel anything in there. Let me look before I go making any solid assumptions. No, I don't see any writing in there. Okay, so I'm safe. Here we go. Got this one. Almost open. That is a super bright pack. My first thought when I saw that, I was like, oh, cool, Marlboro. Because of that, I don't know, just because of that almost like M shape to it. it really kind of put me in mind of the old Marlboro packs, but they were only colored like that from like the top, like that part. Very similar looking. Alpha. Ah, Italy. These are Italian. Not picking up any scent from it right now. And my sniffer's doing pretty good. I'm not clogged up, so no allergies kicking my butt today. I have no idea what these different numbers on them mean. Or if we could pull a year from these. Nope. Nothing like that on the bottom. Huh. I'm curious. I'm going to bet those are probably 80s. They just give me an 80s vibe. And I've looked at enough packs from the 80s to think that that's probably where those are. Well, I don't know though. Other countries it could be very different, you know? Oh, whoa. These are from Kenya. What? Embassy Kings? What the heck? WD and HO Wills. Bristol and London. Contents of this package are the goods of the successor to WD and HO Wills, Bristol, London, made in Kenya. What in the world? That's a little odd looking. Like, I'm assuming that's dust, but I don't know. Doesn't look like tobacco. That looks like tobacco right there. Huh. Weird. And then it's got like, well, that's on the outside. Just on the plastic, I think. This pack, interesting. Hard pack. A lot of times you'll see soft packs. I've noticed just from collecting over the years that flip top like this is probably going to be, if I was to guess, I would say 90s. I mean, there were flip top boxes in the 80s, don't get me wrong, but they weren't, I don't think they were as predominant in the 70s and 80s as they were in the 90s. I think the 90s, the flip top box like this really kind of came into its own and became a whole lot more widespread and popular. But Kenya, how cool is that? Like, I could have never dreamed of even thinking about, like, that would never even enter my mind to think of a cigarette from Kenya. Like, that's just so obscure. All right. Whoa, look at this. No way. All right, we'll do that one last. What's this one? Optasia? Optasia. Optasia? I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Filtered Kings. P010. So, Yugoslavia? Is that where these are from? Yugoslavia, I think. And he thinks so. I would agree with the 80s guess on this. That's just judging by the packaging. Wait, I don't see a barcode on there anywhere. That's kind of a big deal, because barcodes were used all over the world. But now it did hit third world nations and you know, lesser nations later. But barcodes really had fully taken over probably by the mid 80s, I would have to guess. I'd have to really do some more research on that, but these might be a little older than that. These might be 70s. I think that's possible. Late 70s maybe. Oh wow, look at that tax stamp. How cool is that? There it is. This camera does not like things to get close to it, so I have to zoom. If I zoom, it looks great. But if I get close to it, it goes blurry. This pack's in really, really good shape. And check this out. That is a metal tin. And these are Swiss 20 cigars. Braniff, Cortos mild. Villager. I would pronounce that Villager, I think. What do we got here? Something I can't read, but there you go. If anybody can read that, there is a barcode. Barcode, all over. You know, these are definitely going to be in 2000s, but I don't know when exactly. I would say I wouldn't even want to venture to guess on these ones, just because with the metal tin, it's really hard to tell. But look at that tax stamp. Untouched, uncut, perfectly sealed. Oh, I can smell these. Can't smell those either. Huh. Well, awesome. This is awesome. Smoking is bad for your health. German. So that says in German, smoking is bad for your health. Okay. Super awesome. Whoop. There we go. Use both hands. Sorry for my dog. I apologize. There's not a whole lot I can do. With the fireworks going on outside, she is, well, she's a big old wuss when it comes to loud noises. So when it storms really bad and thunders, she does this. And whenever there's fireworks, she does this. All right. There's a loose something. Whoa. Holy, what the? That's still in date. 8/17/23. I have. Is Delicious still in the chat? Because I don't know what this is. It doesn't sound like liquid. Rock is going places. Hope he drags me along with him. The Rock or something. Is that what you're talking about? I missed it. I missed the conversation. A fresh can of whoop ass. I like that it's got a pop top on it, and I don't have to worry about using a can opener on it. It did incur some dents in shipping. I would say that's happened in shipping, but this is a huge amount of food. Is there English on it? No. All Polish. Did he mention this? Is this the soup that that's not the soup he was talking about, is it? Hang on. Oh, here it is. Yeah, no, it is. Huh. I'll be daggone. So this is the made by Aeropol, which Aeropol, yes. Okay. Delicious, you are correct. I didn't put two and two together. So that's 800 grams of this soup, which with Delicious's description, he says that it's kind of like a Russian, Ukrainian, Eastern soup with salted cucumbers and meat. All you have to do is warm it up. And that actually sounds delicious to me right now. I don't know why. I like cucumbers. Cooked cucumbers. I don't know what I've ever ate that had cooked cucumbers in it, to be honest. Can't even think of anything right off the top of my head. Huh. But it seems like it would be okay. I wonder if cucumbers keep their texture kind of like a apple or a water chestnut would, something like that. I love me some water chestnuts too, by the way. Yeah, it has no like No sound of movement whatsoever. And I was like, okay, is this some kind of liquid? But I mean, literally, I can't hear any movement at all. Usually, if you have a can of chicken noodle soup or tomato soup or soup of any kind, like you shake it, you can hear, but no, I don't hear nothing. Oh, they give it a little sour? Huh. I would have never thought that cucumbers would, well, I guess maybe like pickles. If you're talking about pickles, then pickles would be a little sour, or like a dill pickle, or something along those lines. No, but that's making my mouth water thinking about it. Just talking about it. Okay. I can't remember where this is from. I watched the video, or I was on the live stream maybe, or did you do a video? Either way, I watched it. But I can't remember where this is from. And this is a halal version, obviously. Looks as if it is beef. Menu 1, beef. Right? This would all have to be translated. Oh, where are you at right now, Rock or something? Oh, it's African. Oh, but it's almost like straight up Chinese too. It's like they used a lot of the Chinese stuff. It seems like. Certainly got an Asian twist to it. Looks like beef and carrots. I can see that that's got beef and carrots in it. I would assume that's carrots. What is it? I don't have my wallet. I see vitamins too. Vitamin A, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, B6, vitamin D, vitamin C, taurine. So I can read some of that. But these things have extremely good flameless ration heaters in them. So it's basically like, yeah, just like Delicious just said, it's like basically a repackaged Chinese ration, more or less. Well, exactly. But super, super rare. I have to assume that these are super rare. I don't know how he ended up getting this, where it came from, but it can't be something you see a whole bunch of. I can't imagine they'd even have very many of these made in Africa or for an African force. But it is a legit military ration. Oops. All right, I'm glad to set it over here. All right, good deal. There we go. All right, next up we have, well, this is the ripped Dutch, but it's all here, he said. So I'll slap a piece of tape on that bad boy. I'll do that here in a minute, just so I don't lose anything out of it. But pretty heavy ration, I must say. Wait, what did he say about this one? Yeah, so the Dutch ration got a little rick to it. We're gonna fix it right now. Slap some tape on it. Hopefully, it won't look too awful bad. It's super rare. Has anyone used that in their thumbnail yet? I can't think of anybody right off the top of my head who uses the word super rare in their titles or for their thumbnails or anything like that. Not right off the top of my head, anyway. It's not perfect, but neither am I. So it doesn't matter. As long as the hole's closed, we're good. The chat. You guys are going to get me in trouble. I like to only use the words rare or super rare if it's true. I do have some things in my collection that I've only ever seen one of, and I have it. You know, I might have 4 or 5 items like that I've never seen another one. Or I might have one and I've seen one other, or maybe I've seen 2 others pop up over the past 7, 8 years, whatever. But that's something that I would consider to be on the super rare side. Something that I would consider to be rare. Typically, I like to only put the words rare with something that is vintage and very hard to find. Or maybe, you know, I do some more research, but this could qualify as rare, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to say that right now, but I mean, it could. Very likely this is a rare ration to get your hands on. I would have to just guess. I'm guessing that because, I mean, how many of these could they have made? Looks like it's got a possibly a 2025 Best Buy date. Maybe. It kind of looks like December. No, I don't know. I could be wrong about that. That could just be a random lot of numbers now that I'm looking at it. Looks like 0501 2025. That could just be a lot number that's really unintelligible. But I do think that that could qualify possibly as being rare. Now, as far as these Dutch rations go, I'm curious as to what's actually in them. These are also rations that are not super common. These are not the Arctic versions. I don't... Wait. It feels too heavy. Let's see. Yeah, no, those are retorts. Wet retorts. So, the Dutch Arctic rations are certainly my... my favorite. I've only ever had one to eat, and then I've got another one that's like super old and been stored questionably by numerous people throughout the ration community over the years. It was in California for a while. Steve 1989 had it for a couple years, and then he traded it to the guy in California. It originated in California and then went to Steve, and then Steve traded it back to the same guy in California, and then Bob ended up trading for it, and then he traded it for something else, and it's been traded, like, that I know of 7 different times, and then I ended up with it, and I've had it ever since. I've had it now for probably like 4 or 5 years, but just from, like, it's in a clear bag like this, some of the things that I can see in it and I can feel are in rough shape, and that's, you know, but the mains are going to be okay because they're freeze dried, so you got that going for the Dutch Arctic rations. Sal was just commenting on that, History Savior. Go check out History Savior's channel too, by the way. Link in the description. I'm pretty sure. If there's not, then it's pretty easy to find. Just History Savior 1941. Type that in your search bar, and you'll be there. Go subscribe and then come back. But yeah, no, I was just commenting on the same thing, saying that it's kind of crazy. I trust a lot of the people in this chat, as far as like internet trust goes, you know, which I do kind of qualify that in my mind differently than I do with people that I deal with face to face in real life. It's kind of a different thing. I'm sure you guys probably feel the same way about that, but okay. So this one, this is a menu 3. What was the other menu on that? What was this one? Menu 6. So I got a menu 3. These are sacred numbers, y'all. Sacred geometry. Sacred numbers 3, 6, and 9. I've always tried to stay away from 6. And I don't know why. So I have been going against that. And because I went against that, actually, I got in this raffle thing a couple weeks ago. And I actually ended up winning something with the number 6. So I bought 4 tickets. They were numbers 2, 3, nope, numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 0, 0, 3, 1, 0, 0, 4, 1, 0, 0, 5, 1, 0, 0, 6. And I actually won something with the number 6. So, yeah, I'm not going to go against my gut feeling, or I'm going to go against my gut feeling of staying away from 6, because I always thought, like, 6 was a bad thing. But the more I've kind of opened my mind up to it and looked around a little bit, I don't, I'm trying to become less superstitious too, because I am superstitious. Like, I won't walk under a ladder. I knock on wood if I think I'm going to say something that could jinx me. So I'll say, all right, knock on wood, but I got to have wood around, or I won't even say it. So, yeah, that's me. So this has got a cool, like, secondary pack in it. I haven't seen one of these reviewed yet. I'm sure they're out there, but I have not seen any myself. What kind of biscuits are those in the red? There are biscuits. Are those fruit? Biscuits fruit? Looks like fruit. Yes. Biscuits fruit. Nice. I love biscuits fruit. It's like my favorite. You know, those guys don't like biscuits brown, and I don't know why. Oh, you know what? Look at this. Huh. I'll be daggone. These are freeze-dried, by the way. This is a Dutch Arctic. Nope, never mind. Wait. Nope. Yeah, here's a retort. Okay, never mind. Rice stew with meatballs. And that's 400 grams. That's a lot of food. Rice stew. That's interesting. Whole grain rice, 30%. Water, meatballs, 26%. It's chicken meat, the wheat, egg, salt, sunflower oil, spices. Then you got vegetables in varying portions, 19%. And then you got red bell pepper, corn, carrot, peas, green beans, tomato paste, sunflower oil, salt, onion, modified starch, spices, garlic, and collar. But this food right here is going to be 10 times better for you than anything you can get in the United States. Italian pasta meal. 46% pasta. 17% minced beef. 5% tomato paste and tomato and carrot paste. 4% bell pepper, red bell pepper. Wow. Nice. Really nice ingredients list. That actually sounds good too. What else is in here? We got some fruit muesli. And what's this? It's drinks. And some rice pudding for dessert with cinnamon. Rice pudding with cinnamon. That's a big old portion too. Holy cow. That's going to be like that full with liquid. Right up to about right there. Because it's already about right there. And the liquid adds some. But yeah, that's a big portion. Look at that. Could this be any fresher? I don't know. It's probably got a 3-year date on it. So July of 23. Wait a second. That can't be. Oh, right here. July of 22. So they got 4 years on these. July 19th of 2022. It's production date. Wow. And now I'm curious. What's the date on this one? Let's see. April 2nd, 2022. Let's look at one of these mains. Production date is May 19th of 2022. So this stuff's just like right at a year old, which ain't nothing. And then you got this big old like accessory pack. I like that they've separated that out like that. Fruit biscuits and some colorful butt ration in there, and a little cake, some jerky, Wild West jerky. I like that they like to use the Western kind of motif, meaning not Western like cowboys and Indians. I mean Western like United States culture or whatever. All right, cool. Well, that was menu 8. Code 22. There's a good look at the label. I guess I could look in all these now and see what the mains are, but wait a second. He did say to check the packaging. Just make sure. Okay, I'm not missing anything, right? Oh, wow, that's heavy. Has that got cans in it? No? What is that? Look at that. Weird box in there or something. Got like tapers on this end or something. I don't know. It's got a weird shape to it, too. I don't know what that is. Huh. Well, delicious. I wonder if Delicious got any reviews of this over there on his channel. This is breakfast, dinner, and supper. No English. Right? But I mean, I can get, well, yeah, meat pate, special hard biscuits, instant tea, fruit and cereal bar, and fruit jam for breakfast. Not a bad breakfast. Well, meat pate. I can take it or leave it. Hungarian goulash. Oh, that sounds so good. Crisp bread, instant tea, fruit and cereal bar, flameless chemical heater, and a little water sachet for your flameless ration heater. And then for supper, you have the hunter stew with sausage, special hard biscuits, honey, instant tea, and flameless ration heater with water. Dude, this thing is super heavy, though. I mean, if I was to guess, I would say this thing's weighing roughly 4 pounds, I would say. About 2 kilos, roughly. And looks like the Best Buy date on this is 2024. Be March 4th of 2024. What else do we have in here? This is the police ration. This other one, I can't remember what this one was. Oh, this is the police too. It started to separate at the top right there. Their heat seal is not very good. Get a little tiny. Oh, nope, it's going to just open up if I do that. But, oh, they sealed one of the. You see that? It's sealed in the heat seal. I'll leave it alone before I make it worse. And this is, let's see, that was a menu 3. And this is a menu number 2. The bag is completely different. Look at the difference in the size of the bags. Like, seriously. Look at that. Quality control check, anybody? All right, let's see what's in this one. It's got canned meat. So that could be like the ham or something. Special hard biscuits for breakfast. Pumpernickel bread. Wow, I've never seen that before. Instant tea, fruit and cereal bar, and fruit jam, all for breakfast. And you get the accessories down here too. For dinner, turkey breast, filet in mustard sauce. Oh man, that's fancy. And these cops are getting hooked up. Crisp bread, instant tea, fruit bar, flameless ration here with water. For supper, you get baked beans, some more of that pumpernickel bread, honey, instant tea, and your flameless ration heater with water. Wow. This sounds like a outstanding ration. See, health-wise, I would be way better off eating this food right here than I would be eating most of the things that I can get at the grocery store here in the United States are contaminated. They don't allow that stuff in the food over there. It's absolutely, fully outlawed. So, yeah, I don't have a clue. I don't remember what I paid for these things. I don't remember anything. It's been so long ago. I did buy them, though. But Delicious was very kind to hook me up with them the way he did. Because he certainly didn't have to sell them to me, you know? What's in this one? This is the ripped one. Goreng noodles. Chicken broth, so they're chicken flavored. Chicken flavored. Carrot, cabbage, onion, spaghetti. Yeah, that's about it. So this is just kind of like a... I don't see any meat in there. So it's just kind of like a noodle dish. What else we got in here? Look at that. Totally different look on this main. Pasta bolognese. It's kind of like a leftover from, what are those air pole meals that they... I can't remember. Anyway. What is this? Oh, yeah, pasta bolognese. Ingredients list. Pasta, 46%. You got water, and then you got 15% minced beef. Nice. And tomato paste, blah, blah, blah. So, spaghetti in a pouch. What else we got in here? Some muesli with yogurt and banana. I love me some oatmeal, some banana oatmeal. I love it. So this should be right up my alley of something that I will flat out love. What else? This is plain porridge. Interesting. I don't know if I've ever had just plain porridge from one of these meals. That should be an interesting experience. I wonder if they would typically just eat it plain right out of the pouch, or if they would add something to it. Looks like it does have a little bit of sugar added. Skim milk, a little bit of sugar. That's about it. Potato starch, oat flour, oat flakes, and 22% skim milk, a little bit of sugar, and fat fraction, sunflower oil, glucose syrup, modified cornstarch, potato starch. What else? I think I've seen something else in here. Oh, that's the pasta. Pasta, banana, porridge, that. This one's missing the big bag like the other one had, I think. It's got a bag in it, but not the big bag. I think it might be missing out of this one with the biscuits and stuff in it. Yeah, I don't see it. It's alright though. Not a big deal. Probably eat that one on a live stream or something. See, it's missing this big bag that has this stuff in it. A lot of the good stuff. The little bars and all that stuff. But it's all good. Whoop. Oh, shoot. That didn't break. Alright, time out. Oh, I gotta get down on here. And my knees. In this little tiny spot. Break. My hourglass. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Well, now I think it is time to have one of these vintage smokes that Delicious sent along. Oh, I guess I could take the box off the table and lay all the rations out, but you guys seen them all. This, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this one yet. This is I don't know how to distribute 800 grams of soup amongst. I don't know if I could eat all that myself, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if my son would eat that or not. I know my other son would eat that, but he don't live here no more. So I'd have to get him to come down and try it out with me. And I will ask him if he'll do that. All right. Turn the or these. These are the two that's drawing me in. But the Kenya ones, I mean, Italians, what, did something happen? Wait. You guys are still here, right? No, I'm still here. Yep, I think I'm going to go with the. I mean, the Italians, they know a good smoke. Like, you know, there's a lot of Italians that are, well, they used to. I don't know if they still are. I'm going to pack them just a little bit. There's a lot of loose tobacco in here, but I'm going to go ahead and pack them. I don't know if these are non-filters or filtered. What, I usually don't open up vintage packs of smokes like this that are foreign, especially, without doing some research first. But first time for everything. So let's. Oops, well, that didn't work. Cellophane broke. All right, here we go. There we go. I figured that string was going to pull out of there. Little separate plastic string they put in them. They definitely got some age to them. That's for sure. Let me get rid of this loose tobacco. I would actually prefer to keep that intact so I can just set it back here on top. So let's do a careful job at ripping this open, like I've done this 100 times. There we go. Okay. Now if I can get one out of here, let's see. Oh yeah, those are coming out nice. Nice. These might be non-filters. Oops, I'm going to rip one if I don't go ahead and smack them way further out. Interesting. All right, first thing's got to happen is I got to flip that first one right on over like that. Taking that one right there. These look to be in really good shape too. Let me give a smell. Oh, wow. Those smell amazing. Super rich. Oh, really nice. It smells like a really nice high quality tobacco. Huh. I'll be dipped. Well, you're meant to smoke them from this end. But the way it's looser down here, the way I packed them, I'm going to smoke from this end. I'm going to smoke it backwards. It doesn't really matter when it comes to a non-filter. But if I smoke from this end, well, hang on a second. Let me go ahead and close this back up because it smells amazing. I want to keep as much of that in there as possible. And this flap back up under there like that. Nice. Hang on. There we go. Now the cellophane's still over the top of it. Actually, from the right end, from the correct end, So the first thing I noticed is it seems like there's not a lot of resistance on the pull. Almost like if you're smoking a filtered cigarette, if you break it, like, and it gets a crack in it, or like the paper gets a hole in it, it's got a really loose draw to it. Even though it's extremely well packed, that is a very tight, all the way through, all the way through, all the way to the end. And with that loose tobacco, I was thinking that there might be some of the tobacco missing out of these. There's not. And the smell and the taste is already above and beyond what I figured it could be. I'm already pleasantly surprised. Well, that's different. In a good way, too. It's not harsh at all yet. I would say flavor-wise, it's on the mild side. Extremely easy to smoke so far. But it does seem to pack somewhat of a wallop. It's got a lot of nicotine. Smoke it down a little bit more, it gets a little more... Oh, wait. Is there a super chat? Wait, hope Smokey isn't waiting on a super chat from old pal Fernbar. Keep getting kicked off chat. And I have to watch 2 ads just to get... Huh? I wonder how do I fix that? Need to turn off text alerts. Text alerts. How do I do that? Let me know how to do that, or I'll look it up. I'll Google it. Yeah, I'll fix that, because there shouldn't be no ads. I hate that. I hate, especially if, like, you click out, like I suggested that you go subscribe to Delicious's channel or History Savior's channel, and then you come back. You definitely shouldn't be getting hit with ads. Like, look, I haven't got paid from an ad from Google since 2017. Like, they just do this. So let me send myself a reminder here to turn off text alerts. Wow. That's like a whole different cigarette than it was when it started. It's completely different flavor now. And it's a lot more intense. Oh, someone keeps texting you and you get bumped. Oh, well, you still shouldn't have to watch the ads, though. Let me send myself. But that's not what I need to do. I don't need to turn off. I need to figure out how to turn off ads at the start of Okay. Just sent myself a reminder, and I will check into that. I'll tell you what, it's kind of disappointing. Did I miss a super chat? Hang on. Let me check. Super chat. I don't think I missed one. Live chat. I'm not seeing anything. Okay. What I was going to say, though, is in the United States, I don't know how it is elsewhere. I just know how it is here. But the cheapest pack of non-filter cigarettes was a pack of, I think they were Pyramids or Basics or something. I bought a pack of them, but they're awful. The tobacco quality is horrible. They're virtually unusable. Like, I don't want anything to do with them. All right, Cliff, good deal. I think I talked about that last live stream. Didn't I? I don't know. I think I did. If they would sell a quality Camel non-filter, Marlboro non-filter, Pall Mall non-filter, that's my dream. But if they would sell a quality non-filter cigarette for the same price as other filtered cigarettes, it would be great. But for a pack, one pack, okay, I'll give you for instance of regular price for a pack of Camels here is going to run you like probably $7.50 for a pack of regular Camels. Delicious hooked it up here. But if you want a pack of non-filters, right now they're going to run you about $13.50, $14, which is double the price of a non-filter. Why? Explain to me how that makes any sense at all. You're negating the complete filter off of the cigarette and charging more for it for less of the product. There's a reason for that. It's because non-filter cigarettes are, as far as smoking goes, as harmless as it could be for smoking, if that makes sense. I mean, it's still harmful, don't get me wrong, but versus a filtered cigarette with 300,000 plus chemicals is what they claim, or 30,000 plus. I can't remember what the number is right off the top of my head, but it's stupid. Well, CT, I would agree with you, but that's not the case either. Because if you take a non-filter and stick it next to a filtered cigarette, the tobacco part and the non-filter cigarette, they're the same length. They're the same amount. So you could do it yourself, just rip the filters off every single one and smoke non-filters that way. I don't know why. It just doesn't seem the same, because I've done that. Obviously, smoked long enough, I've done that plenty of times. But for some reason, it's just not the same as getting a pack of non-filters. But I think that'd probably be the way to go. Economy of scale, as you make more of one item, it's cheaper. Yeah, I could see that being part of the reason, but double the price, though, I don't know about all that. Especially when you've already got the factory that's already rolling them, and it's all the one process of stuffing the tubes. I don't see the extra cost really being incurred on a manufacturing standpoint of literally taking the filter just away from the equation. It kind of seems like they are doing it for probably a little more nefarious reason, if I was to guess. It's just my thoughts. But I didn't expect these to be non-filters, to be honest. I figured they'd be filtered. The Italians did a good job with these, and these are the alphas. Alpha. Kind of does have a Marlboro look to it, I'm not going to lie. And I would call this a really bright orange, like a blood orange kind of color, versus the Marlboro red that I don't. Oh yeah, wait. I got one here somewhere. Well, I can't smoke any more of that. It's burning my fingers. These are awesome. These are really, really good. Smooth. The amount of nicotine is like kind of ideal. It kind of seems they're stronger than what I smoke. They're stronger than Pall Mall full flavor because I can definitely feel it. I would say that a lot of that has to do with the non-filter aspect of it. Getting more of the nicotine from it, and the more I got down in the cigarette, the stronger it became, which is very typical of a non-filtered cigarette, and filtered. But it's more noticeable with a non-filter. Definitely. Yeah, these are really good. Really good. Surprised. I figured these would be super dry. Just judging by the packaging and the way it looked, I was like, okay, these are probably going to be super dry. Wasn't the case. They smoked very normal and actually really, really good. People still smoke Pall Mall non-filter. I've never seen Pall Mall non-filters for sale. I'm not saying that they don't make them, but I've never seen them for sale. I've asked every place around me what non-filters they carry, and it's here. Hang on, let me go grab the ones that I got because I can't even remember what brand they are. Okay, I found it. I thought I wasn't going to be able to find them. Wow. It smells weird in here. Didn't smell weird or taste weird or smell weird while I was smoking it, but coming back to it, it smells weird. Right here. Pyramids. These are, yeah. Those 30-year-old plus, maybe even older. No barcodes, no nothing. These could be 70s. These smell 10 times better than these. How's that possible? These are brand new almost. These are, I don't know, let's see, maybe 50 years old? Up to, definitely 30. Probably older than that, for sure. But regardless, versus these, I mean, they just, I don't know, man. They're not very good. I think I spent like 8 something for a pack of these, for a pack of pyramids. And I was thinking, okay, we'll try them. They non-filter cigarette. Why not? Let's see what they got going on. And I couldn't have been more disappointed in them. They were awful. They were absolutely awful. But anyways, huge thanks to Delicious for that smoking experience tonight, and all the rations that I bought from him over there. Super rare stuff over there. I would say that I would have to say this might classify as super rare, right? Like, I don't know. Again, I'll have to do some research, but definitely some rare rations come along from Delicious. You're supposed to use the FRH in this bag. That's probably why it's got that hole in it, huh? Doesn't say to, but I would say that that's probably the intended purpose. I'd say it'll probably open like a bag of chips. You know, just kind of pop it open. Ration military ration. Super cool though. Super cool. I'll have this packaging for a long time. I just came across a huge display case for sale last night, and it's nearby. It's up in Ripley. It's not very far away from me. It's like 35-minute drive or so, but I don't know where I'll put it until I have a location, because I'm certainly debating on and thinking about, which I don't know how well I would, or what the point would be to put a museum type situation here in this area. I've got a lot of plans, I've got a lot of thoughts, I've got a lot of ideas, and following through with them is what I'm trying to do, and trying to make things happen. Hey, what's up? I'm into pain. How you doing, man? Just opened a really cool box from Delicious, and had a really cool vintage smoke. Really good, actually, really good. From Italy, Italian. It's my first vintage Italian cigarette. But yeah, I've got ideas. There's a car wash for sale right down the road. It's not for sale. It's going up on auction on the day after my son's birthday, on the 7th, June 7th. He's born on D-Day. If I could acquire that car wash, I'm thinking, I've got all these ideas. I've got multiple ideas of what I could do. And I need to talk to a couple other people that are local here that I think might be going after it, and see if I can talk them out of it. Worst case scenario, I mean, they say no. They're going to, you know, what's worst could happen. Anyway, see if I can acquire that, put a food truck up there, Oldsmokey food truck, right? That's good enough. Or I might call it Down the Hatch food truck. It's that rolls off the tongue. Down the Hatch. You ever tried Down the Hatch? It's awesome. Yeah. I just want my main thing. If I do that, I just want quality food to come out of it. Period. End of story. Something I'd want to come back to. That's, I think, the key to running anything successful is if you yourself, like if you want to start a business or do something like that, make it something that you would want to do or want to frequent or want to come back to, and then you'll have reoccurring, you know, repeat customers. That's the plan. Whether it plays out or not, I don't know. It's all going to depend on whether or not it makes sense money-wise, because obviously it wouldn't make sense to overpay for something just for the heck of it. I've also been thinking, like, I need to go talk to the town and talk to them and see, like, this is all new to me, so I'm just kind of going through the motions of what I think I should do. I don't have any business training or anything like that, which is kind of a problem. That'd just be Down the Hatch. That's it. That'd be the food truck, Down the Hatch. Then it'd be parked at Oldsmokey's car wash. I mean, it would be perfect. Anyway, it's just a thought that I'm trying to make happen. Oh yeah, it's the LLC. Yeah, that's done. That is done. All that's done, and it's just next steps now. So I'm just working on it. You know, it's a process. All this is a process. I'm learning throughout this process. I'm learning, like, just figuring out what I had to do to get to the point that I'm at now. I would have to say, once you figure it out, it's not hard. Once you figure out what you got to do, it's not that bad. But then the hard part's coming. Like, the next parts are going to be hard, and I know that. But I'm okay with that. I'm fine. Limited liability company. So it's basically a way to establish a business entity. So you can do LLCs or corporations. You got to go through the state um, to get a license to have a business. Uh, oh, it's freezing. Mine's not freezing on my end. It seems like my internet's, for a change, knock on wood, been functioning properly. So hopefully that's the case for you guys too. um, but if I want to do something and make it, make at least a little bit of a difference in my area that I live in and have grown up in, then I need to start taking steps in that direction to really make things happen. And they don't just happen on their own. You gotta go through these processes to make the next step possible, and then you got to go through that process to make the next step possible. And having a plan is a big part of it. I've been kind of a little bit of fly by the seat of my pants, which is not exactly what I'm trying to get. Nope, Tim, I did not. The only package I got was from Delicious. So, hmm, I can't think. I don't think I got any other. I don't think I got any other packages. No. Um, or maybe you're talking LC. Also picked this up the other day. I don't know. Does anybody know anything about this? I assume it's some sort of freeze dried TVP, textured vegetable protein, that's supposed to be like meat. I got it on clearance at Walmart, and I only bought one because I don't know if it's any good. I mean, anyway, plant-based meat, classic salt and pepper. So I guess you can make burgers out of it. This package replaces 1 pound of beef, so I guess you can make 4 quarter-pound burgers out of it. Which I'm not a big quarter-pound guy. I'd rather go with like a eighth of a pound. Cliff, I'm saying it's probably not going to be good. As you can hear, yep, definitely. Tim, if you're talking to me, I definitely have not gotten anything. Nope. Nope. The only thing that I picked up, I picked that up on Thursday, I believe, and I didn't go Friday because I was out of town all day yesterday. Well, that got my LLC started yesterday, so one victory, one small victory. And if anybody is here now that wasn't here in the beginning, Miss Marilyn's in the hospital, kind of like the mom of the chat. You guys know who Miss Marilyn is, and I put the hospital info in there. And if anybody wants to, like, I don't know, if you guys want to do something like chipping in and sending something that way, shoot me an email or something, and we can make something happen that way, and we'll make it from all of us, or however you guys want to do that. But I'm definitely planning on sending something no matter what. The other not meat, yeah. I'll look at. I want to read what that is here in just a second. Let me. She's at SSM. Here, let me just copy the link. Copy. And I'll just post the link. My internet is, well, my phone wasn't connected. Oh, I turned my Wi-Fi off. Whoops. There we go. Here is room 733. There we go. That's the link to where the hospital's at. She's in room 733. If you guys want to send anything, or if you want to get with me and whatever, I mean, totally up to you guys if you want to do that. Let me double check that real quick. Okay, 733. Is that what I said? I think it is. Yes. Okay. Oh, I got the room right. But if nothing else, positive vibes, positive thoughts, prayers, all that towards Miss Marilyn. She, just to be honest, she wasn't doing very good there, and she's been in the hospital for a week now. And I talked to her right before the live stream tonight. She called me, and she seemed like she sounded pretty good, and she seemed to be in pretty good spirits. So that's huge. When you're in the hospital and stuck in the hospital alone, like I have been, I know, and how she is, it can suck pretty bad. So, especially when you can't move, which I was in that position last time I was in the hospital. I could not move for about 9 days. I was stuck. I felt I was in so much pain, and it was so I didn't turn the TV on. I didn't look at my cell phone. I didn't like nothing for 9 days. That's a long time to not turn the television on for me. Like that's a long time to not check my cell phone. I was in so much pain that was all I could focus on was the pain that I was in. I don't wish that upon anyone, not even my worst enemy. It's something I wouldn't wish upon nobody. So let's see here. Includes the protein and seasoning already. Like you're supposed to add protein in later. Okay. Cooking instructions. I want to see an ingredients list. Here we go. PD protein, dehydrated onion, dehydrated garlic, agar, sea salt, apple and carrot juice for color, black pepper, thyme, oregano, sage, and basil. There are 8 servings in this bag at 60 calories per serving. So that would be, what? 480 calories, roughly. That's right? 8 times 6. 8 times 5 is 40. Another 8, make it 48. So 480 calories. Yeah. Rolling Greens was founded in 1980 by the Cunningham family and serves as a Boulder family organic food truck. And in 2011, the company was revitalized by the youngest son, Chef Co, and his wife, Lindsay. We always use whole, clean, minimal ingredients that taste great and fuel your day. Huh. So it shows this stuff being used to make spaghetti, which we've seen that a lot with the vegetarian aspects of MREs. You know, like the vegetarian taco pasta, which honestly is not bad. I mean, if you season it right, put it with the right pasta, the fake meat, can kind of trick you. It's not bad if you do it right. That's what I'm trying to say. And this stuff, I mean, if it's not bad, I mean, which it might be decent, at $3 a pack, this would be something you could stockpile. I don't see a Best By date on it anywhere. That's cool that their barcode is a truck. Never seen that before. You guys ever seen anything like that before? Make a barcode into a shape like that. I've never seen that. Yeah, let's see. I do not see any dates on this whatsoever. Huh. That's kind of weird. This is soy free too, which that's a good thing. I mean, they use pea protein, so I've never had anything made with pea protein before. Should be interesting though. This should be interesting to check out. I guess you would just rehydrate it and pat it out into a patty. I don't know, but I think it would probably make a decent like bolognese sauce for different kinds of pasta. I did look on the bottom of the bag. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. No date whatsoever, which is really, really odd to me. Especially with it being a food product. I'm pretty sure it's required by law that they put some sort of best by date on it. They don't regulate how you get the date. You just got to have one on there. Expires with the heat death of the universe. Yeah. Oh no. What the heck? Look at this. Look what the bag friggin' done. See that? Well, it smells fantastic. That smells really good. Wow. Garlic, salt, onion. It smells really good. But why the heck would the bag open up like that? Come on, guys. That's ridiculous. I have not mishandled this. I haven't squeezed it. I haven't done anything crazy. Now I got to tape it. And there's no best by date on it at all. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's a good thing I already had the tape here, though. Huh. Well, it's got like this weird score line that runs right down through here where it opened up at, and it only runs to like right in the middle, right there. Like a defect in the packaging, maybe. I guess I should go ahead and put a piece of tape across the whole thing, huh? Just in case. 'Cause I don't plan on eating this anytime soon. Unless they got more of it at the store. It kind of seemed like they was discontinuing it. Is why they put it on clearance. It was $7 for a bag with 8 servings and 480 calories. Which ain't bad, really. Especially if you can put it to use like burger meat. I'll tell you what, I'd say I'd be happy to have this in an apocalypse situation. Alright, I'll tape that entire seam just in case. But you can kind of see it through the tape. Maybe. Right through here. Runs right over to the edge. If I can hit the light right. Anyway, weird. But yeah, there's absolutely no date on this. Let me show you. Here, I know Kaylin was looking, because this would be right up Kaylin's alley. I mean, there's absolutely gluten-free too. That's pretty awesome. But there's no date on this bag anywhere. Nothing stamped on the edges. Nothing printed. Nothing. Oh, there it is. There it is, right there. June 2nd, 2024 is what they're putting the best by date on it. There it is. Huh. Well, I would have to think that this would probably last a lot longer than that. Because, I mean, 11, what's $11 a pound on clearance? Well, this was $3 for what replaces a pound. It was $7 for what would be a pound when you rehydrate it, I assume. What does it say on the instructions? Add 2 cups of water and 2 tablespoons of olive oil or your preferred oil to a pan or a pot. Turn the heat on high. Bring water to a boil. Add the meat contents to the boiling water and stir thoroughly. Reduce the heat to medium-low. Let cook. So you got to cook this stuff. Let cook for 7 to 10 minutes or until water evaporates. Stir occasionally. Remove it from the heat. Allow to cool for 1 to 2 minutes. Well, then how are you supposed to make burgers out of it? You pre-cooking it and then taking it out? I don't understand. I mean, it shows a burger on the front. But the cooking instructions, you're supposed to dump this whole bag in with 2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of olive oil into a pan. Turn the heat on high. Bring the water to a boil. Then add this stuff, the whole bag. Let it boil. Stir thoroughly. Reduce to medium to low heat. Let cook for 7 to 10 minutes or until the water evaporates. So I guess once the water's evaporated, you're done. Stirring occasionally. Then remove from the heat and allow to cool for 1 to 2 minutes. Well, how are you supposed to make a burger out of it? That don't make sense to me. I was totally off with what I thought, how I thought you would use this stuff. So it definitely seems like more of a ground beef situation than it has. You think you could patty it after you cook it like that? I don't know. I don't know if it would stick together. I mean, maybe. I mean, I would like to attempt to make one of these, or Sloppy Joe would be a good. That'd be a good option for this, because this would be about exactly what you'd need to make 1 can of Sloppy Joe, I think, and that'd probably make like 8 sandwiches, so it'd be like the perfect serving size. I don't know. It's worth a shot, and like I said, it's vegan. It's fully vegan. It's got a lot of things that I like to see in it. You know, the being gluten free, all organic. Like, I recognize all of the ingredients. There's no chemicals, no you know, because we're getting into stuff that's where they're putting genetically modified organisms into Cheez-Its and all these other foods that, well, not just Cheez-Its, like it's I can't think of something that it's not in. It's in Doritos, it's in Fritos, it's in well, then on top of that, you got your Red 40, your Red 40 Lake or Red Lake 40, your Yellow 5, all this crap that's outlawed, completely outlawed in most of the world, and yet we're still using it here. For what reason? Other than to make people sick. Pay attention to what you're eating. I've been guilty of not really paying attention to what I was eating, not educating myself to understand what they're doing to us, man. It's crazy. These food processing plants are controlled by the government, and controlled by the FDA, the EPA, and the government. If they say to use something in place of something else, they're just going to do it, or they'll shut their doors. So I highly recommend you pay attention to what you're eating, and if you can grow your own stuff, grow your own stuff. We were talking the other day. My old lady was like, my son mentioned wanting to use, like on the food truck, wanting to use our own meat, grow our own cattle. And I said, I can't do it. I could not raise a cow and then kill it to eat it. I couldn't do it. I don't know. It's just, I don't have it in me anymore. Used to be I could do stuff like that, and that's a farmer mentality. You grow up with it from a young age. It's instilled in you at a young age. And I lived, well, I didn't live on a farm, but I grew up around a farm. Um, my family had over 600 acres. That was their farm. Huge amount of property and huge farm. And that's my grandma made a lot of our food when I was younger out of the food that came off of that farm. Um, Post a video on me ranting about the poisons we are being fed by the globalist. Yes, Howard, you are spot on, my dude. Um, my goal has become, the more I get into this, the more I've been thinking about all this. And what really makes it stand out in my head and to me is I eat all these vintage foods and I look at the ingredients list and it's completely different 30, 40, 50 years ago than it is now. The same foods, maybe even the same manufacturers, completely different ingredients list. And it's not like they improved it, they made it worse by adding these chemicals of stuff that you don't want. I mean, it's possible that some of that stuff was already in there and it just wasn't listed on the ingredients list back then because it wasn't as stringent on listing every single thing, but I doubt it. My goal is if I can inform one new person on a regular basis of what they're doing and to look at you, just pay attention to your food, just pay attention to what you're eating, educate yourself on the harms of the ingredients that are in your food. If I can just reach one person on occasion, it might save some lives. Like they might pass along that knowledge that they gain to someone else, and they might pass it on to someone else, and maybe we'll reach the people that matter that can actually do something about this. I would love to be one of those people to be able to do something about this one of these days. And that all, I got to start my way on that path, and that's what I'm trying to do. I think the message is get rid of the chemicals, get rid of the crap, get rid of all this crap that we don't need it. A lot of it's flavor enhancement. Like we've become, as a society as a whole, our stimulation on everything has become overstimulated with our foods as just as well as our minds. We're overstimulated with all these things on the internet and on television and in our everyday lives. We don't just focus on the things that matter anymore. Our attention's broke up over 1,000 different things. When you close those things out and just start focusing on yourself, your family, what really matters, your life will take a complete turn from what you were whenever you focused on all the crap that doesn't matter. Yeah, it absolutely. And okay, so I hear a lot of people blame TikTok for this. Okay, I can't blame TikTok for this. This has been around a lot longer than TikTok's ever been around. This started many years ago, and TikTok's just the newest iteration of that. It's just the newest little section out of the whole picture. You know what I'm saying? All the crap they've put in our food is to keep us in a revolving door to the yes, absolutely firm. Wait, it's a perfect dork. So I was just talking to Miss Marilyn about this, and I said she wasn't here last week, and I talked about this, about how my dealings with doctors have been, and how much better I got when I just stopped listening to them and stopped taking the drugs that they were pushing into me. It's so simple and it seems so common sense, but you have this person of authority, this doctor who spent all this time going to college, supposed to be super educated on what's going on. They're supposed to know more about your health than you know, and they're supposed to be there to help you. Like the Hippocratic Oath does not exist anymore. to not cause no harm. Abso-freaking-lutely. If you look at some of the whistleblower footage from the 2020 era, you guys know what I'm talking about. The 2020 era, when they were getting all these kickbacks from the big pharmaceutical companies to write someone off as a certain kind of a unalive situation where they were no longer with us. I have to dance around and talk like this on YouTube. It's ridiculous that you can't speak freely, but I'll play the game for now. Anyway, they were getting $20,000 kickback, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and they were also getting other kickbacks for certain treatments that they would give. If they got onto a respirator, they'd give them more. See, the thing is, when you incentivize things like that, then you're also incentivizing them to cause harm. And they look at it as they're just making money. And they're harming people. A lot of people are not with us anymore because of this crap that happened. And then you've got local governments and governors that are backing this crap up, that were putting patients into old folks' homes. And like New York and Michigan were the worst offenders that I know of, because I saw it. I saw the things that happened. And a lot of people still to this day refuse to believe that stuff was going on. I don't understand how you, like, it. All that information's out there. You got to look for it. Now they've dang near erased it all from the internet. Like, you've got to actually want to know and dig to find these things that should be front page news. They should be the front page. They should be right out there. They should be the first search result that comes up. If it's been verified as a fact, if there's actual evidence that shows, literally shows, these things happening, that should be the headline. That should be, because that causes change. That causes these things to stop. And that's what they don't want. They don't want that to happen. So, who was it? The godfather of petroleum. So, that happened in, like, I saw a documentary on this recently, and I can't remember who super famous name. He's been dead for a while now, though. Anyway, the godfather of petroleum, which before petroleum came into its own, like it was forced into because of the money that could be made. Before then, pharmaceuticals were more of what is today considered to be alternative medicines, holistic medicines, things that you could go out and pick out of a garden or out of your front yard right now. It was how you treated a lot of these things outside of, like, antibiotics. But the petroleum industry took over, and they started making petroleum-based medications. All medications petroleum-based. So now that's what rules. That's what it all is, and it's taken over. And we're so many generations into it now, people don't even know. They don't even realize, like, this is not how things should be. This is not how things were for thousands of years. Thousands of years. I'm not talking like a little bit, like thousands of years we used all these natural remedies and medications. And then it was just all of a sudden, like, they flipped a switch overnight, and it all became petroleum based, and big pharma took over. It's a crazy thing when you look at it, big picture wise, and the changes that made. And it's the oil industry absolutely took over the world and runs the world. I mean, you look at what Nikola Tesla was trying to do, and the way Edison stopped him and stole, like, that was all for profit. Had Tesla been able to, if he'd have just been turned loose and had no restriction on what he was doing, we wouldn't be paying for electricity right now. We'd have free electricity. We'd probably have free Wi-Fi. The whole world would be completely different. Nikola Tesla was an extremely important man that would have, he did change the world. I still think they're using his inventions today. Because they stole every bit of his research, all of his everything. They kept him locked up in the New Yorker hotel for 10 years, kept him on the floor with guards on him, And the day that which I don't know how, he was older, that's for sure, and he was in bad shape, but they were pumping him full of all kinds of medications. And the day that he passed, our government went and confiscated every bit of his research, all of his everything. And I still think they've been trickling out his inventions for the past, well, ever since he passed. If you start looking at the evidence of that, you'd see it. And how many times do you guys even know about this? First of all, I'll put that out there. But so this has happened twice that I know of. There's been two different men that have come up with an invention to run a vehicle off of water, just water, nothing else added to it, just water. Okay. Now, the last guy that did this, I think his might have not been only water. He was getting, I think he was getting like 80 to 100 miles a gallon, and this was back in the 70s, I think. It was late 70s, early 80s. Well, he was convinced that the government was coming after him, and they kept messing with him. Went out to dinner one day, and they met with someone, him and his brother. I think it was his brother that was with him. Anyways, went out to dinner, and he took a drink of water, or whatever he had to drink. I think it was water. And immediately after that, he was screaming out, "They poisoned me. They killed me." And he killed over right there and died. And the next day, his invention disappeared. Hasn't been seen or heard of since. You guys tell me. You guys tell me if that's fishy. I mean, of course that's fishy. Of course that's weird. It's not weird. We know. We're not stupid. Like, we know what's going on here. We get it. Like, that was going to cost the oil industry probably trillions of dollars. You guys fact check me on this stuff. Look it up. I highly encourage you to look these things up for yourself and get the details that I'm way off on, missing. And I'll admit, like, my brain's not great at remembering the details. I remember like the main gist of it, but I don't remember the details. I mean, I could pull it up right now and show you what I'm talking about. But there's some great short videos out there that break it down to very consumable information. But again, like, there's been all these things happen throughout history that we can look at, and we can see what the big picture is, what the game is. It's not for us to benefit. It's not for the normal everyday people. It's the globalists, these people that own the world. The world. We don't know. We'll never know who they actually are. We have some people, I think, they're using somewhat as faces and scapegoats of this, and that would be people, and horrible intentions of these people as well, but like Zuckerberg and Bill Gates. Like, come on, man. Like, these people do not have good intentions. They just don't. Bill Gates has bought up tons of farm property. Tons. Like, an ungodly amount. And he's doing the wrong things with it. Let's just put it that way. Like, look into it. Look into it. Look into what Zuckerberg and his wife's been doing. It's crazy that these people are doing these things and getting away with them. I mean, it's like our government. Like, they have nobody to answer to. There's no one to reprimand them when they do wrong. They're just basically off their leash and running wild. And we, the population, are supposed to be the ones putting them in check, and we've lost that. We've lost that feeling of, you work for me, you work for us as the population of this country, the people that pay your wages, pay all of our taxes. We pay a tremendous amount of taxes every year, and we're funding things that are killing us. Literally, we're funding our own deaths. It makes 0 sense. Why are we doing this? Because the system's gotten out of control. It's out of check. Way out of check. It's been way out of check. Ever since we went off the gold standard back in 1913, everything's went wonky. This way off. Everything's ridiculous. I'm ranting right now. Like, I usually don't go off like this. I'm sorry, guys. started off on the food rant, but all that does actually affect our food, supply, our water supply. Our water supply is under attack. Look, there's enough water in this world to last forever. It's a constantly recycling product. The thing is, it's under attack right now. It's being polluted so bad, and that's because these globalists have access to fresh water that comes from deep out of the earth, so they can pollute the surface water, and they'll just get theirs alternative ways, and that's what they do. Don't believe me? Look it up. It's all out there. All that information's out there. You just got to be willing to look for it. It's not conspiracy theories. These are all things that have actually happened and are happening. And it's whether or not you want to look into it and believe it. Because a lot of people see it right in front of their face and they still don't believe it. They're like, oh, that can't be they can't be doing something like that. That would mean that they're trying to kill us. Yep, that's right. They are. Unfortunately, our biggest enemy is inside our walls, working from within. So until we fix that, and see, okay, that brings me to another topic that is certainly touchy, because there's something called Trump derangement syndrome that people have, and it's a real thing. Trust me. Just hearing his name, people get irate and they start acting really crazy. I'm not like, there's not a thing in my house that's Trump anything. The only reason I brought him up is because it makes you wonder, why are they going after him so hard? Why do they hate him so much? Because I can't see anything that he's done that's been all that bad. Why? Why do they want him out so bad? Why did they want Kennedy out so bad? That they done what they done? I mean, Robert's come out and talked a lot about that here recently, so it's been in the news a lot lately. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to that, but he flat out said, he talks about Fauci being in his freaking living room. He talks about like the things that he heard and seen behind the scenes when all that was going down. Like, it's crazy, man. Stacks and stacks of Lunchables. I don't know if I would agree with that. That stuff ain't good either. It's highly processed. Um, what's weird, though, about this whole thing is this old food that I eat, this vintage food, is 10 times better for me to eat. This aged stuff than it is to go to the grocery store and buy brand new food. How crazy is that? That should not be the case. That should never should be the case. But here we are in that exact scenario. That's exactly what I'm looking at here. And I've really been thinking about that some here lately, about the whole fact that I never thought about this when I started eating vintage food. It never even entered my mind, like the different health aspect of this vintage food versus food that I eat on a daily basis. Um, yeah, that's why you're always farting tuna. Maybe you consume a whole bunch of them Lunchables, man. I don't know. Unless Lunchables wants to sponsor me for about 30 grand, something like that, then maybe I might sponsor some Lunchables. Nah, I wouldn't do that. I don't. I wouldn't mention a product unless I believed in it. Tried it myself, knew its background, and believed in it myself. Same with the people that I promote on here. Capri Sun. Is there even any fruit juice in Capri Sun? I wonder. 10% maybe. I could be wrong. Maybe they're all 100% fruit juice. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think Capri Suns are. It's been, jeez, 10, 15 years since I probably had one. Long time. I know as of recently that the more I pay attention to the foods, the chemicals, number one, the less I eat. I don't eat nowhere near as much crap as I did. And I'm also, I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better. Just, eating less is all, a big key, but I was only consuming between 1,500 and 2,000 calories a day, and I was still gaining weight. That don't make sense, really. But now that I've been paying more attention to what I put in my body, um, I'm a lot happier. I feel a lot better. My disposition's a lot better. Even my whole mood, the whole thing, man. So I can't recommend that enough. I mean, I that's just my personal experience, I guess. So I would assume it would translate to most people, but I don't know. Maybe not. All right. So I don't know if the population thing is the whole agenda. I think it's worse than that even. I think that's a side effect of what their goal is. I think a side effect of what they. I think it's way more malicious than that. I think for us to assume that they just want less people on Earth, which I mean, if you look at what they're doing with kids and everything, it's crazy. Yeah, man. I hope you're not right, but yeah, Junior Kennedy Jr. is definitely he's speaking some truth. I mean, there ain't no doubt about it, and he's speaking from his own life experience and what he saw with his own two eyes. That's something that you can't discount. You can't discount someone's experience, and you can't discount someone's overall aspect, what his outlook is. So this guy's been. I mean, he was part of one of the most, if not still, I would say you would consider the most predominant political family ever in United States history, as far as the family goes. So, do, if you discount what he's saying, like you got to really kind of step back and look at what are you like. What are your motives for how you're thinking and what you're thinking? I'm not saying I don't know everything he said, and obviously he knows truth of what he's saying versus like a lot of things that you can't research what he's saying. Um, but I wouldn't discount it. I wouldn't just brush it off as nothing. I think he has good intentions. I think anybody who wants the population to grow and be healthy is really all we need. That's all we need is someone who wants those two things. Wants our population to grow from within, healthy, not shipping millions of people across the border. And I've seen things where they're shipping Chinese military age men and putting them up in different places in Texas. I've seen busloads of other military age men being spread out all over our country. I mean, that sounds like an invasion to me. Uh, what else is it? Like, if you look up the definition, it kind of almost fits the definition to a T. So, what are we going to do about it? That's the big question. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to allow them to just continue this crap? Or, well, because half the population is has been, what do I say here? Um, Brainwashed into believing certain things that, I mean, couldn't be further from the truth. But again, what are you going to do? It's just the main thing is to inform people the best you can. So, all right, yeah, it's time for me to check out. Anyways, I figured I'd make this a quick live stream and ended up going longer than what I figured. So, super cool box from Delicious. Let's not forget about Miss Marilyn. Thoughts and prayers, and I will be sending her something this week coming. I'm going to try to get it out early, like Monday or Tuesday. That way, well, dang it, I want to say, I don't know. If she's not in that room, I'll find out where she's at. I'd say she'll still be there. So, according to what she told me, I think she'll still be there. So that way I can get her something in her room, maybe something to brighten her day up, and she can eat anything too. So we can actually send her food. So that's cool. Um, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Anyway, thanks to everybody who sent in a super chat tonight. I do not have a list of you guys because when I go in and check it, I can't see. It doesn't show me anything. Um, I want to say a huge thanks to my patrons. Thank you guys for being Patreons over there. Thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out, listening to me rant for a little bit, and open that super awesome box. So, all right, guys. I guess all I got left to do now is say thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next live stream. Have a good Memorial Day weekend. Later.